Hey, what's up everyone? So today what I want to talk about is using your fucking brain. And I've done other videos on this and I feel like it's time to do another one. And you know, again, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to give good advice and I'm just trying to plant a seed. And this information will help everybody, you know, even help myself. Me repeating this will make me even continue, you know, thinking more. And I'm going to use two examples, you know, showing what I'm talking about. And basically what it is people maybe would go on the internet, let's say, and they will read and they will follow and they will go and they will regurgitate the information to other people. And they don't ever stop and think about what they're reading and analyze what they're reading and question what they're reading and experiment with what they're reading. They just read it, accept it, and in their head, yes, this is the best way, and now I'm gonna go tell everyone else this best way so that they think I'm really smart and I know a lot about this subject matter. But is it the best way? How do you know it's the best way? Who wrote it? You know, what's the proof? You know, there is no proof because it's on the internet, you know? And the reason I can say this is happening because I can talk about something that I've been working and studying for over 25 years, let's say steroids for instance, and I've tried every fucking combination, I've done everything, you know, and I come up with what I feel is, you know, an incredible way to do it, and people will argue. And what are they arguing? They're arguing about what they read on the internet. And, you know, there's always a better way. That's what everyone has to realize. Anything in life, if someone gives you advice or someone tells you how to do something, that is not the best possible way to do it. There's always a better way, and it should be up to you to want to find that better way and to want to be better than that person that's giving that advice, and realize that that person is not, you know, the most number one, knows everything. You know, you got to question everything. So let's talk about the first subject. Okay, maybe let's talk about growth hormone. Okay, growth hormone, for example. Let me ask you a question. Okay, you're getting ready for the show. When do you cut your growth out? Anyone out there that competes or knows anything about competing or getting ready for a show, they're all going to have the same answer. The answer to that question is 2 weeks out. And the reason I say that is because everybody cuts their growth 2 weeks out. And when I say everybody, I probably have came across thousands of bodybuilders and had conversations, and I have yet to ever hear anyone say anything different. Never has anyone said anything different than 2 weeks. Hey, when do you cut your growth out? 2 weeks. When you cut your growth? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That is the fucking answer. And, you know, you go on the internet, you read about it, that's what it's going to say. 2 weeks. And that's what everyone's doing. Now, how many people out there question that? How many people out there say, okay, let me think about this. What's the reason why we cut out for 2 weeks? Okay, the internet says that growth makes you retain water, so we got to cut the growth out so we can get rid of that water before the show, and it takes about 2 weeks to completely get rid of the water from the growth. Well, what do we do the last couple of days before a show? What are we doing? We're manipulating our water to pull the water from under the skin and put it into the muscle. Okay? So if you get your water right, it doesn't really fucking matter if you have the water from the growth or not, because you're pulling it from under the skin and putting it in the muscle. And think about it for a minute. Growth makes you fuller, rounder, and bigger. So you have more water from the growth, and that's why your muscles are bigger and fuller, because you have more water in your muscles when you're on growth. So your muscles are bigger, rounder, and fuller. So if you show up the day of the show on growth and your muscles are bigger, fuller, and rounder, and you get the water from under the skin out and you're shredded, what do we got? We have a better physique. We have a better chance of winning. This is just me throwing out logic to you. This is just logic. You guys, I'm sure everyone out there can say, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Anadrol. Anadrol is a bulking drug. Okay? Now, a lot of people have discovered, or maybe possibly one person discovered and got the word out there, but taking Anadrol, you know, all the way up to the day of the show, a lot of people will take it for 30 days before the show. They load Anadrol. And why? Because it works. And why does it work? Because Anadrol makes you bigger and fuller, puts more water in the muscles. So the day of the show, you're bigger, fuller, rounder, and you're still gonna get your water balance right. It doesn't matter fucking how much water you have. If you do everything correctly, your water balance is gonna be right. If you have more water and you get it into the muscle and not under the skin, guess what? Muscles are 80% water. You're gonna be better that day. Now, has anyone out there ever thought about this and analyzed it? No, everyone just continues fucking cutting it out 2 weeks out. That's what they do. They just continue. They don't ever analyze and think. You know, they just follow, and everyone's doing the same thing. And I'm saying, don't follow like a fucking herd of sheep up a goddamn fucking mountain when you can fucking go around the side of the mountain and it's a shortcut and it's a better way. There's always a better way. So use your brain, think about it, and you should want to find the better solution, you know? And that's with everything in life. I'm using growth hormone as an example because a lot of people out there have the knowledge of it and they know they can relate, and so that's why I'm using that subject. But we could use this example for anything in life. Anything. You know, work. You know, if someone says this is the best way to do this, it's not. There is a better way. And if you think about it and you're smart enough, you can find that better way. And you can find the better way and go to your boss and say, look, listen to this. Ba, 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 ba. And he's going to be like, holy fuck. Like, shit, that's fucking incredible. You know? And that's what I'm talking about. Now, example number 2. Every diet coach guru out there that I've ever heard of, the thousands of bodybuilders that I know and have talked to, the guru has them eat usually a steak or a burger, either the night before or the morning of the show. Go out and have a burger. That's what they say, night before the show. Now, you go out and you have a burger and you enjoy it and it tastes fucking good and it makes you happy. But what is it doing for your physique? What is it doing? Think about it. What is red meat doing to your physique that's gonna make it better for the show? What is it doing? What does red meat do? Absolutely nothing. Does it fill your muscles out? No. Think about it. Now, I'll tell you what it does do is it's gonna make your stomach stick out a little further. Meat is the hardest thing to digest. It sits in the stomach longer than anything else. So when you're on stage, you're gonna have fucking red meat in your stomach. Does that make any fucking sense? No sense. Makes no sense. So why does nobody question this? Why does nobody think about this and say, wait a minute, this doesn't really make sense? No, they just fucking, they follow like blind sheep and they just do whatever they're told. And I'm telling you, use your brain. And now, if they were trying to get the salt from the steak to fill out, okay, yeah, that could help. But you don't need the fucking steak. You can get salt other ways. You don't need to fucking put steak. There's no reason to put a steak in your fucking stomach or a burger. It makes no sense. There's no benefit to it. And again, this is what most people out there are doing. And anyone out there that competes, knows people that compete, you know, whatever, they'll sit there and say, yeah, that's what my coach told me to do. But why did you not question it? Because you trust your coach. You got to understand your coach is doing what he learned from other people. And those people are doing what they learned from other people. And people just copy what other people are doing, and it just goes down the line. You know, it's like, let's say for an example that I have Henny Rambod or George Farah, and they're helping me get ready for a show. And then a year later, I want to become a diet coach. What am I going to do? I'm just going to copy what I learned from them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy what they did with me. Well, is that the best possible scenario? Well, yeah, because they're the top coaches, but still, you don't think there's possibly a better way? There is a better way. So why not find that better way? Why not be a diet coach that's doing something no one else is doing because you found that better way? You know, like, why not be loading your competitors on glucose? You know, intravenous, you know, hook them up, you know, through the vein. Nothing's going in the stomach. Flat fucking stomach, full fucking muscles. And, you know, why not? You know, you want to put the least amount of food in your stomach as possible. You want to fill out and have the least amount of food in your stomach. That's the goal. And what fills you out? carbs, sodium, depending on what your diet is. If you're on keto, possibly fats. So does protein fill you out? No, protein doesn't do shit. So there's no reason. Now, again, think about this logically. Do you need to eat protein the day of the show? Or even the day before the show? Just think about it logically. Do you need to eat protein? What does protein do? Why do we eat protein? Is protein gonna help our physique look any better eating it the morning of the show or even the day before the show? Is it going to enhance our physique for the show? No, it's not. Now, could it take away from our physique? Yes, because you don't want to put things in your stomach that aren't doing something. You want your stomach flat and small as fucking possible. So you're doing harm, you're not doing good. And I hope that most people out there right now listening to this will say, yeah, that makes no fucking sense. I'm gonna be competing at 11 a.m. and at 6 a.m. I'm eating fucking chicken and rice. What the fuck am I doing? Why am I eating chicken? What is chicken doing? Why am I eating chicken? You know, a positive nitrogen balance, like that's what the answer is gonna be. No, there's no reason. It doesn't make any sense. Carbs, easily digestible carbs that you're used to eating. You don't go eat some shit that you haven't eaten in 3 months. Because why? Because you're setting yourself for a possible problem. Gas, bloat, sick, you know. The best thing to do is to eat the carbs that you're used to eating and eat the ones that are the most easiestly digestible and the ones that you know don't blow your stomach. And that's something that only you know, and that's what you talk to your diet coach about and say, hey, look, when I eat yams, like my stomach doesn't bloat, I don't get gas. And you know, I think that's the best thing for me to carb up on. And you know what? He'll before your show, he'll do little test runs and see how it works. And guess what? You're right. And he sees that you're right. Well, that's you using your brain, not just relying on him. You know, and I understand you hire him to rely on him, but you know, you really need to think about things. You really need to analyze shit and realize there is a better way. And all I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to help people. I'm trying to get people to use your brain and try to come up with the best scenario. And I could go on and on and on about this. And, you know, I hope that, you know, I open some people's eyes and they realize like, fuck yeah, you know, I should be thinking about shit. You know, if so-and-so tells me that when you're training calves and you have your toes in, you're working the outer part of your calf. And when your toes are out, you're working the inner. So I could find that on the internet and read it. Now, am I just gonna accept that and I'm just gonna believe that? Now I'm gonna go in and do that? No, I'm gonna find out for myself. I'm gonna go in the gym and I'm gonna do 20 sets of 20 reps with my toes in and my heels out. And the next day or two, I'm gonna see where I'm sore. Am I sore primarily on my outer calf, or is my whole calf equally sore? And really, it doesn't fucking matter if I have my toes out or my toes in. Or do I feel more soreness in my outer calf? And there is truth to that. Well, that's what you do. You go fucking find out. You don't just take what you read on the internet and fucking do it and believe it. No, you fucking experiment, think about it, and find out the best scenario.